What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Ridge hits Taylor with the truth on Bold and the Beautiful. She's not his destiny. How will Ridge inform Taylor of the news? This week's slow burn goes to Ridge eventually telling Taylor the truth on the Bold and the Beautiful. He got caught up in the moment while in Italy. Brooke was in danger, so Ridge followed her around. To save her life, he therefore jumped into the water. Ridge gave Brooke a kiss and promised to make things right in the heat of the moment. What now? Reality arrives. Eric, Ridge, and Brooke have returned from their business trip to Italy. Everything has changed in such a short amount of time. Eric tried to get Ridge and Brooke back together. But instead of destiny, it took an act of danger to reunite them, although briefly. Ridge noticed Brooke riding in Nick's boat on the back. She went down into the below water. Ridge immediately intervened to save her life and informed her that he could not survive without her. He kissed it off at that point. But ever since they got back to Los Angeles, he has been distant from Taylor and Brooke. Taylor was preoccupied with making wedding plans, which Ridge was unaware of, as she didn't want to worry about Brooke and Ridge being in Italy. He made a promise to Brooke despite the fact that he was aware that they were engaged. So, again, we ask, how is Ridge going to make things right? What's next? Ridge has yet to tell Taylor the truth. He'd better do it before they walk down the aisle. It's become obvious that Ridge only goes back to Taylor whenever he's mad at Brooke. She is his backup plan, not his destiny. Ridge seems to be moving slowly for someone who claims he's going to make things right. How is he going to accomplish that? Ridge had a hard time making an apology to Brooke while he was in Italy. He has to work very hard right now to tell Taylor the truth about what really happened. He must confront Taylor with the truth and inform her that Taylor is not his destiny. He will always be in love with Brooke, so it was never meant to be. B&B spoilers. Bill is Brooke's true love interest, not Ridge. Ridge is once more left out in the cold as rumors spread that Brooke and Bill are going to get back together. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that while Brooke Logan might be spending all of her time chasing Ridge Forrester in the hopes that he'll finally proclaim his love for her, there's been another man that has been waiting in the wings for her this entire time. Brooke belongs with Bill instead. Naturally, Bill Spencer is the individual in question. In this fictional Los Angeles, Bill seems to be the only person who truly accepts Brooke for who she is. The most valuable thing he gave Brooke was unconditional love, safety, and protection. Yet, their relationship seemed more like a quiet affair than anything else. Because in her mind, Brooke always wanted the one thing that she couldn't have, and that was Ridge and his unwavering support and acceptance. It almost appears as though Brooke is more concerned with Ridge's approval than his love. Yet at the same time, Bill has always been there in the shadows and would take her back in a heartbeat if she would just allow it. However, she has not yet. So, should Brooke and Bill get back together again? The internet certainly did have a lot to say about the subject, as our devoted readers can imagine. Brooke is merely seeking Ridge's approval. They were actually such a good match, some even commented. He and Brooke were both adventurous, supportive, accepting of one another's shortcomings, and, most importantly, free of judgment. Yep, he always had her back, no matter what, wrote another critic. Brooke remains, in my opinion, his true love. He is simply not as delusional as Ridge. The gilded cages of Los Angeles' elite are once again rattled by the seismic tremors of a love triangle that has defined decades, yet on the Bold and the Beautiful, the inevitable reckoning between Ridge Forrester and Dr. Ridge must now, finally, find the courage to articulate a painful, foundational truth that has underpinned their entire relationship, regardless of how devastating the consequences. Taylor Hayes is not just another romantic pivot. Rather, it is a long overdue confrontation with that truth. Forrester Creations' recent business trip to Italy was meant to cement the company's legacy, but it turned into a fiery furnace that revealed Ridge's unadulterated, raw heart. Ridge had allowed himself to be swept into an engagement, a decision that felt less like a choice and more like a default setting, a retreat to a safe harbor after a storm, caught in a maelstrom of residual anger toward Brooke over the Deacon Sharp disaster and the comforting, adoring stability offered by Taylor. But Italy proved that the storm, his all-consuming, epic, and endlessly complicated passion for Brooke Logan, is the very element in which he is destined to sail. The moment he saw Brooke on the back of Nick's boat, saw her fall into the water, every calculated distance he had tried to maintain evaporated in a primal instant of terror. He did not dive into the water with any intention. Rather, it was a soul reflex and a physical expression of his inability to live in a world where Brooke vanished. His confession, a promise whispered in the heat of the moment that revealed a cold, enduring reality. His life is inextricably tethered to Brooke's, followed by a kiss that was charged with the adrenaline of a rescue and the raw emotion of facing mortality. Ridge is trapped between the woman he has promised to marry and the woman he can't live without now that he has returned to Los Angeles in a state of paralyzed guilt. Taylor, blissfully unaware of the seismic shift that occurred overseas, has been diligently and joyfully planning their wedding, constructing a future on what she believes is a foundation of renewed love and destiny finally fulfilled. She operates from a place of pure, hopeful love, seeing their engagement as the happy ending they have been denied for so long. For Ridge, however, every dress fitting, every cake tasting, every excited comment from their daughter Kelly is not a celebration but an accusation, a tightening of the chains binding him to a lie. His distance is palpable. He is a ghost at his own engagement party, his mind perpetually replaying the feel of Brooke's lips and the weight of his promise to make things right. It is no longer a matter of whether he will break Taylor's heart, but rather how. How can a man tell a woman who has given him nothing but unwavering support and love, the embodiment of grace and devotion, that she is not and never will be his ultimate destiny? How does he admit that he didn't really want to be with her when he proposed, but rather out of hurt pride and resentment toward another woman? The method of his confession will define not only their future but his own character. In a moment of frustrated self-pity, will he be cruel in his honesty and tell the truth? Or will he try to cushion a blow that he knows will be catastrophic by being agonizingly gentle? "You are my backup plan" will be the central message, regardless of how he approaches it. It will be a simple, brutal blow to Taylor's soul. This is the unadulterated truth that has been hidden beneath their decades-long relationship. Everyone, with the possible exception of Ridge and Taylor, can clearly see Ridge's pattern, which is also painfully predictable. He does not take time to heal or reflect when his relationship with Brooke encounters an insurmountable obstacle, such as a betrayal, misunderstanding, or external interference. He pivots, almost immediately, to Taylor. She stands for safety, adoration, and a love that doesn't ask hard questions. She is Brooke's calm, smooth waters after her storm. However, a sanctuary is only a temporary haven and not a home. Ridge consistently returns to Taylor not because his love for her eclipses his love for Brooke, but because his anger at Brooke temporarily outweighs it. He uses Taylor's steadfast love as a balm for his wounded ego, a way to prove to himself and to Brooke that he can be happy without her. Italy demonstrated definitively that this is a fantasy. The instant Brooke was in peril, every ounce of that anger became irrelevant. His engagement to Taylor, in that moment, meant nothing. She was erased from his mind by the primal need to save the woman who is his true north, even when she is his greatest torment. Telling Taylor that she is not his destiny is not just about ending their engagement. It is about forcing himself to acknowledge this destructive pattern and, hopefully, freeing Taylor from it forever. It is about admitting that she deserves far more than to be the consolation prize in a lifelong battle for Ridge Forrester's heart. The devastating fallout from this confession will ripple through multiple lives. This will not be just another heartbreak for Taylor, rather, it will fundamentally alter her perspective on the world. She has constructed her identity around the fact that she is Ridge's true destiny, the sane, secure, and loving alternative to Brooke's chaos. Being explicitly told that she is the second option, the plan B, will be humiliating and painful beyond anything she has ever experienced. This could bring back the broken heart syndrome, which used to literally threaten her life. Her children, Steffi and Thomas, who have been her most ardent supporters and believed they were finally going to see their family restored, will be furious and will direct all of their ire at Ridge and Brooke, ensuring that the Forrester family dispute will continue for another generation. And it will be a Pyrrhic victory for Brooke to watch Ridge choose her by destroying another woman. She might get him, but she will do so at the expense of a lot of guilt and in the midst of the devastation of his other family, which is a dynamic that has ruined their happiness numerous times before. Yet, in a cruel twist of irony, just as Ridge seems poised to finally, definitively choose Brooke, the spoilers suggest a paradigm shift that could leave him utterly alone. The narrative hints that Brooke's true destiny may not be Ridge at all, but Bill Spencer. This compelling argument puts decades of history into new context. Indeed, Brooke has received an offer that Ridge rarely receives, unconditional acceptance from Bill Spencer. Ridge has always had a conditional love for Brooke. He wants her to be the perfect Logan he has always wanted her to be. He withdraws, becomes punitive, and returns to Taylor when she falters, makes a mistake, or trusts the wrong person like Deacon. Bill, on the other hand, loves Brooke in her entirety. He adores her wisdom and mistakes, her vulnerability and her strength.